Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I want to share with you the apartment community that I lived in while I was working out in the National Capital Region. And I just want to share some of my thoughts on this area, and I'll just give you a quick tour of the community that I lived in and why I chose it. And, really it all comes down to the amenities. When you're paying such high rent, you want to make sure you get as much amenities as possible. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video. I decided to stay within the Beltway and basically staying within the commuting area and close, so I don't have a long commute into work. So when I first came out here, I came out during like spring break. I came out for a week and I did my research. I had a full listing of all the apartments that I saw online and the pricing, and I just started driving around. I initially started to schedule like visits, but after driving around and looking at some of them, like the first one I had on my list, I had a few that was in Arlington. So Arlington was a lot closer because I would be working in Crystal City. But the apartments I found in Arlington was a lot smaller, it was less square footage, and it was more expensive. So it was hard for me to find something with 2 bathrooms. So like I said, the first apartment that I was going to visit, I had an appointment, and it was like a tower-like apartment, and I drove up and I couldn't find anywhere to park. All the parking was like off the road, so I couldn't even find somewhere to park to actually go and view the apartment. So I just called and canceled, and I kept driving. So from that first experience, I decided to just take my list and I just drove around and I looked at the apartments that was on my list even before I even scheduled a tour, because I was able to scratch a lot of them off just by driving around and looking at the area to see if it was an area that I liked. I would say in Arlington, the parking was horrible, and they charged you, there was no free parking. All the parking spaces cost something. It was very congested, and all the apartments, well, there was one, but it was really small. It was in like a good area where the school was like within walking distance. But I would say that it was really congested to me in Arlington. So I decided to try out Alexandria. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I drove around, looked at some of the apartments, and I made a decision on which apartment I actually wanted to tour. What I find too is a lot of the apartments, they upgrade, they renovate the outside of the buildings, and then when you actually go inside the apartments, they're like old. Like you could tell by like the tiles, you can tell by the fixtures in the bathroom, the fixtures in the kitchen. So you just have to, be careful with the pictures that you see online, because those pictures can be from like 20 years ago when they first constructed the apartments. But overall, I would say I enjoyed living at the place that I'm at. So this is where I stayed, Park Place at Dorn. Beautiful waterfall. It's a gated community in the cut. This is the leasing office right here. Right at the front. There's 2 gates. It's in Alexandria, Virginia. It's off of Van Dorn Road. I think it's Van Dorn Road, right? Yeah, Van Dorn. There's a metro like 5 minutes right down the street, Van Dorn Metro. The apartment community that I selected was like a garden style. I believe that's what they call it. I prefer the garden style apartments because I simply don't like the tower apartments. I don't want to feel like I'm in a hotel. I don't want to have to open my door and go down an elevator to evacuate if there's an emergency. I want to just step right outside and I'm outside. So if you don't like garden style apartments, then this is not the place for you. There's a lot of people that like living in like the tower style, the high rise. I guess that's what you would call it, the high rise type apartment. I don't like those. Personally, I don't. Especially too if you have kids. I just enjoy living in the garden style apartments. So why I chose this community, there's several reasons. So one of the things that I was looking at when I was moving, not like it was like majorly important, but on my spreadsheet I had like an Excel spreadsheet, and if you're interested in the Excel spreadsheet that I have, please comment down below, provide your email address, and I'll send it to you. Hopefully I still have it in my email. But on my spreadsheet, there was major things that I really wanted. Like I was concerned about like the school area, the school district that they would be assigned to. And then I was kind of hoping that, because the prices was ridiculous, I was trying to get as much amenities as possible, like a fitness center. Like many apartments, there is a fitness center. They call it the cardio theater. This is the gym, the fitness center. Not sure what that is. But as you walk in, they have like a coat hanger to hang your coats. There's 3 TVs in here. And then they have 2 fans. I'm not sure what that machine is, but that's like a row machine. And then there's 2 bikes, right? And there are 3 ellipticals. I believe that's what you call it. And I can't really say the word. There's 3 treadmills. I think that's how you say it, right? Treadmills. And there are lockers. These lockers are actually for like the dry cleaning service that they have. They have like a little water machine. And then they have like, I don't know what you call these, but they got like the fitness balls. Then they have some mats and other fitness equipment. And then they got this, what is it called? I'm not sure what it's called, a matrix. Slow motion with it, okay. And then they have like the weights, right here, the free weights. And they have like a weight bench, and that's the fitness center. One of the amenities at my apartment. Washer and dryer hookup in the apartment. I really don't like going to a laundry. What are the other things that I was looking at? Parking, because like I said, a lot of the apartment communities charge you for a parking space. So here, what I liked about here is it's plenty of parking here. I've never ever had an issue finding a parking space. And then you get a parking space for free. So if you have 2 adults on your lease agreement, then you get 2 free parking spaces. So I had 1 free parking space, and then if you have a second car, I believe it was like $25 a month. They never charged me the $25 a month because I did bring a second car. I wasn't gonna say nothing. So these are the apartments. I'm not sure how many. It's 4 levels. Plenty of parking, like I said. They've also just recently created some reserved parking spaces. I'm not sure how much it costs, but but it is $25 a month to have a second car. I think for additional cars. So the parking, there's a lot of parking. Another thing that I liked was the fact that they had like a car care center. My complaint with the car care center is the hose was never there half the time, or the nozzle to spray the water on your car was always broken, and sometimes the water would be shut off. So I would say I was kind of disappointed with that car care center. So they have this car care center where you can wash your car. I've washed my car maybe, I'm gonna say less than 15 times, and I've been here 2 years. Because for majority of the time, the freaking hose was in there or they had the water turned off. So the car care center, that was a plus. Like I said, the fitness center, oh, the shuttle service to the metro. It's $5 a day. I think it's $4.95. I'm just going to round to $5. It's $5 a day to park at the metro. So I think I estimated about $100 a month if I had to drive to the metro. So if you live in an apartment that doesn't provide a shuttle, that's an additional cost to you, about $100 a month if you're gonna drive to the metro and metro in. A lot of people purchase like a parking pass at their building. If they work in a building that provides a monthly parking pass, they drive in. But that, I know it's probably, I'm going to say maybe about $150, $175. I don't know. For me, I work for the government, so they provide the actual subsidy. Well, the metro is completely free because they load the funds on my Metro card every month. So for me, my commute to work was completely free. The government paid for me to come into work. And like I said, my apartment community had a shuttle service to the metro. So my commute was completely free, and it was stress-free. That was a great amenity. Because had I chosen an apartment that didn't provide a shuttle, like for example, if I lived in Arlington, there's really no shuttle service unless you're like really, really close. They might have, there's some apartments in Arlington that provide shuttle service to certain areas. So there are some. But the apartments that I looked at didn't have any. So I would have had to drive to work, and that would have been additional costs to me. So I think that was the things that that was a plus for me moving to this community. The shuttle service, the car care center, the free parking space. A lot of places charge for a parking space, anywhere from, I would say, $75 to $150 per month for a parking space. And that was mostly in Arlington. Because parking is limited there, so I really think they want you to just get rid of your car, because at that rate I could get that's like a car payment if I'm gonna pay $125 a month for a parking space. That's crazy. So that's my review. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the place that I live. They have like a little dog park here. They have I don't have small kids, and I don't have pets, but they have like a dog park, and then they have like a little what do you call it? A little kids park where they have like the little monkey bars, and then they have the slide. So as you come into my community and you make a right on the right side of the community, they have this is like a pet park. If you have pets, I don't have any pets. I don't even think people really use this. But there's a pet park right here. They also have a playground. I've never really been on the playground because my kids are like too big to be on a playground. Let's check out the playground. Okay, so they have like 3 slides, monkey bars. You must have monkey bars. And then they have a few benches for you to watch your kids. Sure. And right out here is guest parking. They also have reserved parking spots. I think it's $35 a month. That's all I can think of. They have a pool. The most apartments have pools. They have like a little computer room, and they have like the free coffee. And we also have the Cyber Cafe. So this is the Cyber Cafe. The computers used to be outside. have 2 TVs. And then one of the amenities that I really liked was the fact that they had a free coffee machine. This has been upgraded. Prior to this, they had like the Keurig, and then they have like they have the cups right there, and then they usually have like cream and sugar. Looks like they're out. And then this is a container where they have an assortment of they have teas, and they also have, well, looks like they're out, but they have like coffee packets for the machine. This area as well can be used for like parties. You have to reserve, but this has been remodeled since I've moved in. So right around the corner they have the computer room. There's 3 computers in here. And then right here, this is a room where they have like free classes, like fitness classes. Like once a week we have a yoga class, and there's another fitness class as well. I haven't been to the yoga class in a long time, but maybe I could get a little footage of the class. But this room right here is for, and it's free to the residents once a week. I believe it's every Thursday at 8 p.m. There's a yoga class, and then there's another fitness class that's I think it's every Tuesday. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the computer room is only open during the times that the office is open. So that's it for the cyber cafe. The computers used to be outside here, but there was like a lot of kids that would hang out in this area, and I think that's why they decided to renovate the whole area and lock the computers up. This is the computer room. Like I said, it has 3 computers in there, 3 desktop computers. There's a printer, and then there's like a little sitting area. And that's about it for the computer room. So right out this door is the pool area. So tonight, they're actually setting up for a movie night. It's Friday night. They do random events every now and again for the residents here, and it's completely free. They're going to be showing Aquaman. They're gonna have like drinks and popcorn. There's the popcorn machine. Movie night at the pool. Aquaman.
You can count on it. I'll make you a deal. I won't tell you how to captain, and you don't tell me how to pirate.
The pool area. I think it closes at 8 p.m. And they usually have a lifeguard on staff. That's the trash guy. Some of the apartments that have the attached garage. So when I first was moving in, I was offered, I think it was like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with attached garage. It had all of the bells and whistles, she said, and it was like $2,600. I was like, no, thank you. But they're very limited because they're only on the first floor of each building. There's some detached garages. These are $225 a month. So I think majority of the people use these for like storing items that can't fit in their apartment. They're crazy. I gave away everything. So right now I am coming upon my building right now, and I live on Archstone Way, building 6022, and like I said, I have no issues finding a space. I'm able to park my 2 cars right next to my building. There's times when there they are. That's Betsy. I haven't named her. We call her the new car, but she old now. So this is my building. Let's check out the quad area. So this is a little quad area. They have benches here. They actually have 2 grills on each side. They keep this place really neatly manicured. The lawns and the flowers are always so pretty. The landscaping is just always so beautiful. Going round and round and round, checking out these beautiful flowers. So this is like the little quad area. I believe every building has this. They just installed these new grills. Alright, let's check out this grill. So, gas grills. Stainless steel. They got the benches here. They got trash cans so we can keep the area clean. And this is it. Back here in this area, I took some pictures during the winter months when we had a lot of snow. I'll share my pictures. It smells like dog back here. But they have a lot of little these little things where they have the little dog bags, the little doggy bags for the poo right there. Make my way upstairs. This is the 2nd floor. So when I first moved here, I was on the 3rd floor. I was in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. Trash is picked up, I believe, Sunday through Thursday. 3rd floor. So, naturally, I decided to upgrade to a 2-bedroom. I was trying to get a 3-bedroom, but they have a 2-bedroom with a loft. That's what I'm currently in right now. And my son still doesn't sleep in his room. I think I paid like $300 more for this apartment, and he still doesn't sleep in his room. Alright, this is where I live. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below and let me know if this video was helpful. But I just want to share with you the apartment community that I stayed in for 2 years. The rent is high here, but the rent is high, period, if you decide to move out here. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of career opportunities out here. I would say if you have small kids, I don't think this is a place to live because the child care and the rent itself will kill you. If you're single and you don't mind living with a roommate, I think this is a great place to live for like younger people just fresh out of college and they want to try to jumpstart their career. There's a lot of career opportunities out here, a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities supporting the government. There's a lot of contractors that support the government, and it's not hard to get a job here. I mean, it's a lot of opportunities, but for me, this was just a place for me for temporary because I really wanted to just get my promotion, and then after that I don't know what I was gonna do. I think I really plan to stay out here at least 3 years until my son graduated high school, but you know, life happens and there's just certain circumstances that just turned me off living in this area. But I did like the area that I lived in. It's just really too expensive for me, and it's just not worth it for me.